Hey, good morning, everybody. Perfect lead-in, of course. Thank you, Carrie. And we did not talk about this. Here's what we know. We know we need to have leads to be in this business. We've heard time and time again that we need listings to last in the business. I guess the question really comes down to then how do we leverage for both? Obviously, this is Tuesdays with Todd, and the topic today is going to be leverage. I looked up a definition in Webster's. It says leverage is the use of something to maximum advantage. I love that. And the truth of the matter is that here we are, we're in July, right? So the first two quarters have come to a close. Your team has been feverishly working to take in all of the numbers and then create this incredible market report. And that market report is now out. And it is packed full of data, full of knowledge, full of wisdom if we deliver it correctly. And the one thing we know is that your clients and your customers, your spheres of influence, your communities, they rely on you, and maybe an overused term, but I think it's an overused term because it's important. They rely on you to be the knowledge broker. So now is the time to deliver on that knowledge and that wisdom. And before you say it, like, well, wait a minute, you can't just be dumping information on everybody. If what you've been doing is following our systems and our process, at this point during the year, you've already spoken to everybody in your database 5 times. They already know how much you care. And it is now important to them, trust me on this, it is important to them to now know what you know. They actually care what you know, right? Before we get too far into the weeds here, I do want to acknowledge one thing. I know in the world of sort of email marketing and text marketing and social media marketing, there's a lot of people out there, quote unquote, creating a lot of content. And I don't know if it was Tom Ferry or Gary Vaynerchuk who said it, but I'll give credit to both of them. They said, don't create content, document it. And that's what the market report is all about. This is not about you trying to create something. We've created it already for you, and it is an incredible piece. It is beautiful, it is smart, it is relevant. There's so much really great information in it. The key to you is really making sure that the information is delivered in a relevant way to the right people, okay? And so that's your job. Your job is to document and deliver the right information in the right way to the right groups. And what I'd like to do today is give you 5 really easy steps to leverage the content to provide you and your communities and your past clients, your database, right? Everybody around you, the absolute biggest impact, right? So I'm gonna see here if I can share my screen, because my number 1 tip is to customize it. And I'm going to give you some examples here. Bear with me, share screen. So I'm going to give you a couple of different examples. Thank you, Carrie, for sharing these with me. I think this first one, if I'm not mistaken, is Mark Corners. But you can see the cover photo is very specific to the local market. Mark's, so customized to Mark. So this is Mark's report. And you go through this. We're going to go through a little bit more detail here. So I'm going to sort of jam through most of these, but great, beautiful, relevant content, relevant photos, and a closeout with Mark. This next one. Oh, it's also Bozeman. Maybe it's the same one. Oh, no, it's Kelsey's. All right. So Kelsey, but again, customized to Kelsey. This next one is Jared's and customized to La Plata and to Jared. All right. So number 1 is customize the report. If you don't know how to customize this, please go to your agent concierge. They have a link for you. Carrie, I'm not sure if there's a link in the link tree to customize this? My guess is there is. Yes, she's shaking her head. So you can also go to the link tree. It's a really, really simple deal. There's a jot form. Just simply fill out the jot form and the marketing department will customize this to you. So number one is customize the report. Number two on my list is to create the hooks. And these are the taglines, right? So if you look at this, and I'll bring this back up here in just a second, but as you look at this and you go through the report, there are literally more than a dozen different taglines or topics that this report covers that are relevant to different segments, whether it be geographic or demographic or just point of interest that this report can be relevant to. So create your hooks. And let me share this again, and we'll create them together. All right, so I'll go back here to, so as you can see, this very first page talks about just the highlights, and each of these highlights are a tagline if you so choose, right? Hey, average sales price is up to $726,000. That's the tagline. That may be important to somebody. Median sales price is $575. Single family home pending transactions is up to $455. If you want to compare this, maybe that's your call to action, but your taglines are all of these individual pieces. Now, as we dig in a little bit further, you can get some information from the summary, but as you dig in more, you can say, you know, last year was $300,000. This year is $500,000 year over year, okay? Or 500 million, sorry. You can talk, every single one of these is important. Belgrade transactions, 157 compared to what it was last year. These are all taglines and are important to different people. Somebody who cares about Belgrade probably doesn't care about Livingston, as an example. These are all your hooks. Same thing as you dig into single family homes. What's going on? Hey, total dollar volume is $363 million. That's up year over year. Again, these are all hooks. We're going to talk about call to actions in just 1 second. Condos and townhomes can be two totally different hooks. Vacant land is a hook. It's a tagline. Luxury, it's a hook. It's a tagline. Okay. Each of the pieces, the number of transactions in luxury, the average sales price in luxury, the average days on the market, those are all individual hooks. So you can create, the idea here is to create up to 12 specific taglines and hooks. More on that here in just 1 second, so why that's important. And let me stop sharing. All right, so those are the hooks. Number 3 on my list is create a calendar. Just like Chuck Whitehead did for us when he came and spoke to us a few months back, and he created that great calendar. And he said, hey, listen, on this day, I'm going to post to Facebook. On this day, I'm going to send out emails. On this day, I'm going to send out text messages. Here's the thing. Your market report is meant to be leveraged, used to its maximum use, maximum value. You have this incredible product that's got a lot of relevant information. It's now up to you to package it and send it out. Don't send it out once. The idea here is that you're going to send it out 3 times a week for the next 8 weeks. Okay, that's the trick. Each time you're going to use a different hook, a different tagline, but you're going to be sending out the same report. You rotate this, right? But it's a minimum of 3 times per week. Just a little best practice. Right now, the best days for sending messages out are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays in the morning before 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, just a little tidbit. All right, number 4 on my list is create calls to action. So the report is going to go out. All right, so we'll just use condos for an example. Right, so my tagline might be that the average sales price of condominiums in the Ketchum market is up 23%. Okay, that's going to be my tagline, and then I'm going to have the market report there. My call to action may be be the first person to learn about all the 3-bedroom condos when they come on the market. And it may link to my website and my search page, right? Single family homes, kind of the same thing. Days on the market are down to 23 days in the La Plata County area or more specific area, right? Click here to find out what the new value of your home is, and I might be driving you now to my home valuation page on my website. Very, very important to have a call to action, okay? So I got my hook, I got my value, and I've got my call to action. So that's number 4. Number 5, take action. Y'all, it's posts on Facebook. Carrie just showed you how to schedule these out. I love set it and forget it, right? So you can literally, if you follow these steps where I've customized it, I've now created all of the hooks, I've created 12 of them, I can literally go now and schedule all of these out for 8 weeks, okay? Use text messages. If you use Hit 'em Up is a great app if you want to use that. There are other programs out there that send group text batches that you can schedule out. Otherwise, it's just not that big of a deal just to create a group of people and send them out. Remember, if you're going to use a group, I would really encourage you using Hit 'em Up so that it doesn't just show everybody's phone number. And then, of course, email marketing. You've got a great CRM in ours, but if you don't use the one that's provided to you, please use one and schedule those out. But again, use the hook, use the calendar, and use the call to action. So those are 5. Again, we're going to post, text, and email. You're going to do this for 8 weeks, 3 times a week, minimum, and use them all. Don't use just one modality. I think you'll find this all of the time. Some people will answer the phone. Some people will only text. Please use all of the different modalities. I'm going to give you a 6th bonus just for giggles. And that is for those of you who are really all in on this and really understand the power of leverage and the power of content and information. Call your local media outlets. I'm talking about magazines. I'm talking about radio stations, television stations, newspapers. They are always looking for great data, and they're always looking for sort of a go-to source for commentary. This is a great way for you to be the source for your community. Connect with them, offer up your report, make sure it's customized, offer up your report and offer up some commentary and some expert insight on that. I think it'll make a really big difference. Remember, we got to have leads. We got to have listings. The best way to get both of these is to deliver relevant wisdom to your past clients, sphere of influence, and communities. And it's all about leveraging information that's already out there, right? And delivering it to the right people at the right time and the right way. Hope that helps. And as always, be distinctive.